afternoon, homies. So today I want to make a quick video talking about some of the reasons why I feel that being a decent person is worthwhile. And I know that sounds like kind of a stupid thing to say up front, but if we're honest, man, like I think a lot of us can be used to seeing people that do messed up things get ahead, and sometimes it can really make you question, like, why don't I behave that way? Like if this person is constantly screwing other people over and they seem to like to be getting their way, to be successful, getting the things that they want, like why shouldn't I behave that way? Like why shouldn't I just throw my emotions on others and try to make people feel like crap or just manipulate them and lie, cheat, steal, all that good stuff, man? Like why shouldn't I do it if I'm seeing so many people get ahead that way? And to me, the answer comes from an internal place. Like you don't do it for others' sake. You do it because of how it makes you feel as a person, man. Like that feeling and that satisfaction that you get knowing that you carried yourself well. The sense of dignity that comes from that, the sense of pride that comes from that, the sense of personal responsibility and just development and maturity, like that sense of you being the sort of person that makes whatever room you walk into a better place. Like you brighten it up, like you bring joy to others, you bring something of substance to whatever situation that you're in. That's why I feel like we do it, because I'm not going to say that being the sort of person that is well mannered or the sort of person that takes other people's opinions and thoughts into account is always the easiest thing. I think that sometimes it can be easy to be taken advantage of, or some people can kind of see it as weakness, or people feel like they're getting one over on you. And it can really like get in your head sometimes, and make you wonder, like, what's even the point of me being a decent person, or at least trying to be a person of a positive nature, because like good and bad people that's not really a dichotomy through which I try to view the world. I think that we're all capable of good and bad things, and I try to stay away from like labeling somebody as good or bad. But as to the reasons to why we should behave ourselves in accordance with some sort of manners or politeness and that kind of thing, I really do think that it's because like it's internally it's its own reward. Like I want to be able to look back on like whatever situation I'm in and really be able to say that, like, man, okay, even if this person treated me like crap, they went off on me, like they said some stuff that I thought was really messed up, it feels good to me knowing that like I didn't do anything to cause that. I handled myself with the most politeness, the most manners, treated this person as I would want to be treated, treated them with the utmost respect, used words carefully, like chose what I was going to say, and I gave them the best of me that I possibly that I possibly could have in that moment. And so I know that their reaction and them going off on me or like them behaving the way they are is not a result of anything that I did. Like that's completely on them. And I really appreciate having that sort of that sense of security and like that sense of peace, in the situations that I'm in, when you can really look back on the circumstances that you find yourself and you can honestly say that, like, I truly did the best that I could in that moment with whatever I was given. I handled myself with dignity. I can look back at pride with the way that I carried myself. That's an extremely rewarding thing, and that's not something that can be taken from you. And you don't do it because you're trying to get something from others. You don't do it because other people are going to be like, oh, what a well mannered, good guy. Like, you're not doing it for some weird, like, reward, some, like, false praise from other people, because we all know at this point, like, people's praise is kind of worthless. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, it can feel good temporarily, but ultimately, like, it's dust in the wind. Like, it's fleeting. People can praise you one day, and then you give an opinion that they don't like, and then, no, now I hate you, and like, whatever, man. Like, so it's not something that you do because like you're expecting like accolades from it. You do it because this is the sort of person that you want to be. Like, you're doing this because you have a sense of respect and pride for people that carry themselves with like a sense of like dignity and maturity, and you're trying to become that sort of person, you know. And I think that this is what makes this sort of action worthwhile. Like, I know for me, like, somebody that I think of a lot in this sort of context is Chadwick Boseman. Man, like, he's a guy that I looked at, like, even outside of his role as T'Challa, Black Panther, and all that sort of stuff. Whenever I saw him carry himself in a public space, he was always like, he was like almost regal, you know. Like, it was almost like this kingly sort of air, where like you could tell that he was a person that like respected himself, and it made you want to respect him, you know. And this is what I try to do for myself, you know. I try to be the sort of person that like clearly like I treat myself with respect, you know, like I carry myself a certain way because this is how I want to be. And I think that this become is something that reflects outward, you know, it projects into whatever environment or situation I find myself. And I just wanted to speak with you guys on that, man, and to let you know that if you find yourself like sometimes wondering like what the benefit of like not being an asshole is, you know, like what the benefit of trying to be a decent human being is, it comes in the fact that it truly is its own reward, you know. That you, to me, there's something that is extremely valuable that is gained from being able to handle yourself with a sense of maturity and decorum, you know. And not saying that everybody has to be this way, but I know for me, this is how I like to carry myself, you know. And I do it because like this is the sort of person that I want to be, you know. This is the air about myself that I want to project, and I it's valuable to me. So for anybody that's just been kind of having doubts or like wondering why even bother with this, I just want to let you know, man, that like don't let up, you know. Like, it's just because the world is going nuts or everybody appears to be on fire or behaving a certain way, it doesn't mean that you have to, you know. Like, you don't have to stoop to that level. And it's not because out of some weird sense of like I'm better than others or anything like that, but it's because this is how you want to be for yourself, you know. Like, you deserve that much dignity and respect. And I really do believe that when you carry yourself this way, it has a way of showing, you know, that it is something that is viewed by others, and it affects your interactions, you know. And I think that it can affect them very positively. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Feel free to speak with me in the comments and everything, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.